Now that we have presented not only our business idea to you, but also our projected startup expenses and our profit projections for 10 years, here is our proposal to you. Michael and I are selling ownership in our world-class beer bar in order to raise the $562,000 that we need to open the bar for business. This is an investment opportunity, much like purchasing stock, a piece of land, or buying a second home. Keep in mind, an investor's ownership share is based upon the amount of capital they contribute of the total $562,000 in startup expenses. The more money invested, the larger percentage of the business the investor will own. As an owner in the business, here's what you can expect. Profit sharing each year for a minimum of 10 years. You will receive your share of the business's profits at the end of each year in the form of a check. You can also expect to receive the red carpet treatment whenever you visit the establishment. We will welcome you with open arms, get you a seat at the bar, or a great table whenever you visit. As managing members of the business, Ben and Michael will keep 10% of the equity each for our day in and day out management of the bar. The remaining 80% of the ownership in the business is available to investors. The minimum investment amount is $5,000. After that, we will accept additional investment increments in the amount of $1,000. $6,000 is the second smallest investment amount, then $7,000, and so on and so forth. After 10 years in business, Ben and Michael reserve the right to buy out an investor's ownership share. If you are bought out, you are repaid your principal investment amount plus 10% on top of that, or 110% of your principal investment amount. For example, if you invested $5,000 at the beginning, you would profit share each year for 10 years, and then in the 10th year, if you are bought out, you would receive $5,500 to repay your principal investment amount. We will have many investors, and we will certainly not be able to buy everyone out initially, so you may profit share for years past the 10th year. The order that we buy out investors is based upon the amount each investor invests. Larger investors are bought out last. If person A invests $5,000 and person B invests $10,000, we will have to buy person A out first before proceeding to potentially buy out person B. If two investors invest the same amount of money, for example, $7,000, then the person that invested in the business second would be bought out first. To reiterate, as an investor, each year for a minimum of 10 years, you will receive your share of the business's profit. If and when your share of the business is purchased by Ben and Michael, you will then receive your principal investment amount back, as well as an additional 10%. To give you an idea of what kind of return on investment you can expect to realize, review the following chart, which shows the total return on investment if the investor is bought out in the 10th year. The return on investment percentage works out to about 196%. You can see that for a $5,000 investor, they will receive a total of $14,786 over 10 years. They're profit sharing each year for years 1 through 10, and then in the 10th year, they're receiving $5,500 to repay for their principal investment amount. A $15,000 investor can expect to receive $44,359 over 10 years. A $25,000 investor can expect to receive $73,932 over 10 years. This chart again does assume that each of these investors is bought out in the 10th year. Additionally, the chart also does assume that the investor has decided not to sell their share in the business prior to the 10th year. Therefore, based on our sound and very realistic financial projections, we believe that our investment opportunity to you, which is to become the owner in a world-class beer bar, is an extremely attractive investment.